you've done fantastic.
And I'm very glad I stayed anyway.
How long has
I'm
it
very
been?
glad you dragged me in.
Did we?
You did drag me in.
Okay.
Because when I came in that first time, I said, no, there's no way I'm going. I couldn't even sit down. I couldn't lie down on the floor for the exercises because you didn't realise that because you didn't know what was wrong with me.
That's right.
And I said, no, I can't even sit on a chair, you know.
Yeah.
So you persisted.
Yeah, and when you well done to you. And when you started, you had your
Two sticks.
2 sticks.
2 sticks, yes.
I used to come down to class, which wasn't easy because we're downstairs, so there's about 10 stairs to get down in a little narrow alley, which isn't easy. And anyone's coming behind you or coming in front of you, they can't really pass you on the stairs.
No.
So,
I used to say, sorry, I don't know.
But what was interesting is, although you had those sticks to begin with, there was a certain time when
when I don't use them.
yeah, but you always used to, because I remember when you started downstairs and you know, we'd had a student in class who would spend 80% of the class sitting down because she had a back injury and would only stand up for about 20% of the time.
Right.
But still, you know, she made good progress. Whereas yourself, you need to get around with your sticks.
Yeah.
On, you know, in the class.
Yeah.
But then
I got down to 1.
You got down to 1?
Because it was a bit of a nuisance down the stairs, so it was easier to come to 1.
Yeah.
And in fact, now I only ever use 1. Or my walker. I can only walk a few yards though.
Right.
With sticks. Then I have to use my walker thing.
Okay.
But some days, if I feel good, I leave the stick in the car anyway and just walk in without.
Yeah. Well,
So
and when you're in class, you no longer use the stick.
Don't use it in the class at all.
Whereas you used to, didn't you? You used to use 2, then you went to 1, and now you don't. Obviously, you know you're welcome to if you want to.
No, I don't want to.
The need's not there. Or?
No, I don't need to.
Okay.
Don't need to at all.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've done brilliant. So you are now doing a martial art called Choi Kwang Do, and you are now, let me see, started as a white belt like everybody else. After 2 months-ish, white belt senior. 2 months later, yellow belt, yellow belt senior, gold belt senior, orange belt.
Orange belt. Working for
Orange belt senior.
Yeah.
Fantastic accomplishment. And don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm pleased.
It's brilliant. And the way you adapt and do, especially when it comes to stretching, and you've also joined us in some yoga classes.
Yoga.
Oh yes.
Oh, I'd forgotten the yoga.
Mm-hmm.
The yoga was, I think the yoga was my biggest achievement actually. And I only stopped that because I broke my shoulder last year.
How did you do that again? That wasn't our yoga, was it? Wasn't our stretching classes?
No, it wasn't. I was up a ladder.
Yeah, up a ladder.
It broke. It wasn't a high ladder, but it broke. So it wasn't even carelessness. It was an engineering misfunction.
Oh, was it? On the ladder?
The ladder broke, the ladder broke. Anyway, because I've torn it now. The fracture's healed, but I've torn it. But I needed my arms a lot for getting up and down off the floor.
Right.
And that's the only reason I'm not doing it now.
Yeah, okay.
So when that's mended, I'll be going back to the yoga. The yoga I thought was a huge step forward.
So was it different to the yogas that you did with us with the Choi For Life? Was it different to the yogas that you tried out?
And my conditions got worse since I was doing yoga before.
Right, okay.
And also a lot of those I was only doing just a few exercises. I wasn't doing very many of them. I tried one yoga class here that didn't work out very well.
Okay.
But you said come to your yoga class and that was brilliant. And I thought I'd only be able to do tiny little bits.
Yeah.
I was really pleased because I could join in loads of the exercises.
Well, what's the thing that might be different? I don't know. I can't speak for the other yoga teachers, but it's still Choi Kwang Do at the end of the day. It's stretching that we're doing. So what we do is the reason I sometimes call it Choi Yoga is we bring the Choi Kwang Do attitude and philosophy of accessibility and listening to your body. And well, if you can't do the whole stretch, what can you do? As long as it's safe, as long as it's comfortable, as long as we're sensible, and not just relying on feedback in the moment. Let's play it super safe and see what the feedback's like in a couple of days. So that maybe that's the kind of platform or the opportunity for you, but then it's down to you. And the reason I think you did so well is because you were fantastic at adapting. You know, and I'm trying to run the class.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, okay, this is what we're doing, Chrissy, and then you'd look at it and say, well, okay, I can't do that, but let me try this.
Yes.
And you'd experiment.
Yeah, I did. Lots of experimenting.
Yeah,
I
so-
enjoyed that side of it. Yeah.
Your creative
Yeah.
nature.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So you had an interesting result or feedback with your shoulder, didn't you? Because so you broke it how long ago with the ladder? October. Okay,
Yes.
so where are we now? We're February, aren't we? We're mid-February.
Yes.
So about 4 months-ish.
Yes.
Okay, so
So,
then...
well, I went for a scan because it was, I hadn't got very much movement.
When was this, last week, 2 weeks ago?
This was about a month ago. I went for the scan.
But you were just to hang on a sec.
2 weeks ago, I went to the specialist to see the results of the scan.
Okay. Now when did you come? You were coming in to typical you. You broke your arm. I think you were in the next day.
The next day, I did, because it was a grading, and I didn't want to miss it.
Right.
So I did the grading with a broken arm without knowing.
Now let me add, under strict. You knew it was in pain.
Yeah, it was dreadful.
Right, but you were under strict instructions from us
Yes.
that you just didn't need to use it,
Yes.
weren't you?
Yes,
Right,
definitely.
okay.
I
Don't
only
people
did a
think we let people
one-sided
do gradings
grade.
with broken
No.
arms? And we didn't know, when you were in pain, we didn't know it was broken at the
No,
time.
you didn't. Neither did I.
Right. So then, but even then, after you found out it was broken,
Yeah.
it wasn't long before you were trying to come back. I think I may
I
have...
still came back the same week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, under really strict
I didn't
instructions.
move that arm for weeks and weeks
Right.
and weeks.
Yeah.
I did all my Choi, one arm not moving.
Mm.
It was fine.
One arm Choi.
One arm
One arm
Choi.
Choi Kwang Do, yeah.
That's right.
So,
Yes.
but then gradually you did start to move it,
Yes.
just being sensible,
Yeah.
listening to your body,
Yeah.
so on and so on. To the point where you not using it normally, but you're certainly using
No,
it.
but I'm using it
pretty
quite
fully.
a lot. Quite
Okay.
a lot. And I can now do the lift it, which I couldn't do before.
Alright.
I do everything gently with that arm.
Okay, so that sets up back to your story of seeing the
Yes,
specialist.
I saw it the other day.
You had the scan, and then you went to the specialist.
And he said, because this doddery old woman on her walker comes in, you see.
From his
And
perspective.
from his perspective.
Yeah.
And he's got all my notes, like, everything's broken, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken, kind of thing. And he said, right, you've got a massive tear in here, we've got to sew it up. And I said, oh, God, that's 3 months out of action, you know. So I said, oh...
When you say sew it up, this is getting inside and sewing up.
Inside this
Muscle fibre or...?
lining, I think.
Okay.
I think.
fascia.
I didn't ask exactly where it was. So I said, oh, can I just see how it's going? And see maybe whether I don't need to have it sewn up. He says, oh, you'll have to. In fact, it's quite urgent. I said, well, it can't be that urgent. I did it in October. So he said, oh, come on then, let me see how much you can move your arm. So I did a few moves. He said, how can you move your arm like that?
What was he expecting?
He was expecting, like...
And what did he get?
Go from this. See, and I said, I can do this. The only thing I can't do is lift a heavy thing right up here like that, but I can lift that.
Not that you've tried, of course.
No.
No.
Anyway, he said, oh, how have you managed to do that with a tear like this? Because he was pointed to it. I said, because I go to Choi Kwang Do. He said, what's that? I said, it's kind of a very healthy form of taekwondo. He said, what? Martial art taekwondo? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, you don't do that. What, with all your limitations? I said, yes, I do. Do you want to see? So I gave him a demonstration.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
I said, I did my orange belt yesterday too.
Did he understand that with his limitations?
He did say I was an inspiration.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you
But
certainly
he did
are.
make him laugh. So.
Fantastic.
But I think what I really like is the fact that I go in my walker and I've got my old raincoat on, you know, I look like I'm about 97. And then I stand
Then you
up
spring
and do
into
the
action.
joint. Just for a laugh.
Brilliant. So well done, that's fantastic, isn't it?
All right. Yes.
You happy
Yes, I'm very
with
happy.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So, what are your goals now? What do you think? Do you have any? Is it?
No,
Okay.
I can't think of any. I'm doing a lot in my artwork.
Yeah.
I'm just happy doing
Brilliant.
what I do, take the dog for a walk.
Fantastic.
I'm still working, still teaching.
I know, yeah.
So,
Down at local school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, no, I'm quite happy with
Well,
doing what I do.
you're an inspiration here as well. You know, I've heard people say that to me quietly.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
and anyone can do it.
Mm.
You just got to, what have you got to do? You just got to say, I can do it. That's all.
Yeah. And that first step of doing it is just trying it, isn't it? And just...
Yes, and you know, because I'm a teacher, I'm always saying to the kids, whatever you want to do, you can do it. If you really want to do something, you can do it. So why don't I say that to myself? I do.
I think you
So
do.
there you go.
Definitely.